This is Julie. This is Julie with Julie Acetta's Journey, and I am at San Prakan in Thailand. I will be going to visit a shrine, and in the video you will see offerings of food, drinks, flowers, burning of incense, and burning of candles and prayer. And part of the shrine is like a monkey place. There's monkeys everywhere. Baby monkeys, adult monkeys. So first let me show you the shrine where we just gave offerings and prayed, and then you'll see the monkeys. There's a monkey on my back. What are you doing on my back and my hair? Oh, no, no. There's a monkey on. He wants my glasses. No. Oh, he just broke my glasses. There's a monkey on my back. And now he's on my head. Get down. Oh! The monkey just jumped. Okay. I think he's grooming me. Okay. Oh, now he's down, but there's another one. And he's grooming me. He is still on me. Get down. Okay. Can you see the monkey on my back? Oh, now he's gone. Well, that was a lot of fun. I got bit by a wild monkey. That is all. Carry on. Did you think that I wouldn't tell you this story? I would never leave you guys hanging like this. So, it was not the cute little guy that was on my back. It was a different monkey. So, I was walking around the grounds and just observing their facial expressions, their skin, their hair, their mannerisms, just observing all of them, and just like the muscles in their face and how they moved in their fingers. So of course I was on the ground kneeling, just observing, and one of them decides to come up to me and crawl up me. So he starts, by crawling on my leg, my lower leg, and then my knee, and then up. And I had a backpack purse, and he's apparently trying to get into my backpack purse. And my aunt came and shooed him away. And as he climbed back down my body and back onto the ground, I stood up. And I think that movement of standing up must have startled him, because he and bit me. He bit my left elbow. Probably still a scar wound right here. He bit my left elbow, and I knew he bit me because I watched him bite me. And so I was like, shit, this can't be good. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I didn't panic, because I didn't want my family to know. If they knew that he bit me, they'd be so worried. So I go, I'm just like chill like a cucumber. So we go and we wash our hands, and as I'm washing my hands, I kind of, scrub and wash my elbow. And that's when my aunt saw the blood. He punctured the wound, he punctured the skin, and she was like, "Oh, you have blood." I'm like, "Oh, I do?" Okay. So, we cleaned it up in the car, and, we put a Band-Aid, a plaster. They call it a plaster everywhere in the world except for the US. US has a Band-Aid. We put a Band-Aid on it, and we go about our day. And I'm texting my friends stateside, telling them this story, and some of them are like, "You got to tell your family. You got to tell your family. What if it's rabies? What if it's this?" So I was like, okay, I guess I'll tell them. So my family thought that the monkey scratched me, which is still the same as a bite if the skin is punctured. So I said, no, he bit me. They're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure he bit me." So we ended up going to the ER, and their town does not have a private international hospital. Their town has a Thai public government run hospital. So we go there. I have never been to a public government run hospital in Thailand before. I've always gone to the private international ones. It was an experience. And first, before I begin telling you this, because I know that the Westerners who are watching this video are going to be extremely shocked and maybe even turn a nose up when I tell you this story, but please have an open mind and an open heart. These hospitals are excellent for people who can't afford it. And, as I was going through this experience of being cared for in a Thai public government-run hospital, I couldn't believe it myself. I honestly couldn't believe it myself. But at the same time, I had to remember how glad I was that there are people who are being cared for, who need medical attention and who can't afford it. It's free for them. So we get to the hospital, and we walk into the hospital, and the first thing I noticed was a whole bunch of stretchers, gurneys, and wheelchairs out front. And I thought, oh, they look really old, like from the World War II era. They were all metal,